Hello everyone, I am Jitendra Kumar Singh. I have prepared this video clip. I am going to highlight some important aspects of the facts of the chapter The Planet Earth and the Solar System. It will be better to say that this chapter is related to DAV school students. It is based on CBSE curriculum. This video is very helpful, especially for the student of class 6. I have tried my best to discuss all the important aspects from the examination point of views. Before preparing these videos, I have gone through many years question papers so that all the important aspects should be accumulated in this video clip. Now, in this chapter, we have to discuss some important words and facts. Heavenly bodies, galaxies, universe, stars, solar systems, so and so forth. These are the very important terms to which I have to describe. As we know, in the sky, especially in night, we see the countless glittering tiny objects. These tiny objects which twinkles, which shine in the sky are the stars and planets. Those things which appear twinkling in the sky are called stars. Other objects are also there which does not seem glittering, which do not glitter, which do not off and on in light are called the planets. One by one we will discuss later on, but first of all I have to explain the term heavenly bodies or celestial bodies. Actually, all the objects in the sky are called the heavenly bodies. They are the sun, stars, the moon, the planets, the other objects also. All these similar to us. All these are just like to us means like Earth. And it is why Earth is also called a planet. So in short, it is very clear. Heavenly bodies or celestial bodies are those objects which are in the universe, which are in the space. And all these are called heavenly bodies. Now, second word is here, universe. Just now I have used this term. Actually, the vast limitless space is called universe. And in this universe, all the celestial bodies are accumulated. Vast limitless space which accommodates includes all the celestial bodies is known as universe. One of the important aspects of universe is galaxy. Galaxy is actually the combination or group of many stars, millions of stars. A huge cluster or group of billions of stars along with the huge collection of gas and dust is called galaxy. In other words, a galaxy is the combination, group or cluster of billions of stars which are held together by their mutual gravitational force. This is in our solar system. Now we have to learn what is solar system. Solar system means the sun and its 8 companions along with other heavenly bodies form the solar system. Solar system is the formation of the sun and its 8 celestial bodies, its planets with other celestial bodies like satellite, asteroids, meteors, comets, etc. In this way, the Earth and other planets with the Sun form the solar system. The solar system is located in the outward spiral of the Milky Way galaxy, that is called Akash Ganga. Here it should be clear what is Milky Way galaxy. Actually, it is a faint white, faint light white band which is stretched across the sky, and it is known as Milky Way galaxy. Actually, it is also a combination of stars. It contains bar across its center region, and it has two arms. The arm which is located between two major arms is known as Orion arms. In this way, Milky Way galaxy is a faint white band, a way of stars that seems very milky. It seems having the milky color, milk color of milk. White band it is. Now, stars. About star, minimum 3-4 points we should learn. Actually, stars are the heavenly bodies which have their own light. It is why it is called self-luminous heavenly bodies. They are made up of gases. It produces heat and light also, and radiate it in the space. It spread its light and heat in the space. The number of stars are countless. Stars are in countless number. We cannot see all of them in the daytime, during daytime, because of the light of the sun. But even in night also, we cannot see all the stars at a time. At a time, we can see only 6,000 stars, because it is our capacity of eyesight that it cannot see it more than this one. Second important fact is what? Actually, stars look very small, but in reality, they are very huge, they are very large. Then what is the reason behind its small appearance? Why does it look very small? The main reason is that they look very small because they are far away from the earth. Now, the light comes from the heavenly bodies, especially from the stars and the sun, to the different planets, even on the earth. It is measured in a unit. There is a unit of the measurement of light. It is called light year. The distance between the celestial body is usually measured in a unit, and it is called light year. In short, you can learn the distance covered by the ray of light in a year of 365 days and 6 hours is known as light year. It is clear that the distance covered by the ray of light in a year is known as light year. Now, other heavenly body is constellation. Actually, constellation is a group of stars which are held together by their gravitational force, and they make a certain shape and size in the sky. They make a certain form, shape or size, and this is called constellation. In short, you should learn the group of the stars which are seen as in a certain form is known as constellation. Ursa Major or Great Bear is also known as constellation. It is a group of 7 stars. Actually, in India, there is a constellation known as Saptarishi Mandal. Actually, Saptarishi Mandal is a part of Ursa Major or Great Bear. I mean, it is also a constellation. If you are asked to write an example of constellation, you can write Ursa Major, Great Bear, or Saptarishi Mandal, etc. Actually, Saptarishi Mandal is the group of 7 stars. 4 stars are in rectangular type. Now, here you are seeing the picture. Now, this is Saptarishi Mandal, and the two brightest stars at the head of the Saptarishi Mandal is known as pointers. Point toward the stationary star is called pole star or Dhruv Tara in the northern sky. Pole star lies above the North Pole. It is why it is said pole star or Dhruv Tara always indicates the north direction. Now, we have to learn about the solar system. Actually, question comes to define the term solar system, and earlier I have discussed it also. Again, I am telling you about the solar system, I mean definition, meaning. The solar system is the sun and its companion celestial bodies. Here, companion celestial body means 8 planets and their companion, their partner satellites, asteroids, meteors, comets, etc. So in a very clear cut, you have to know that the sun and its companion celestial body constitute the solar system. The 8 planets and other celestial bodies like satellite, asteroids, meteors, and comets are the members of the solar system. Actually, all these planets revolve around the sun in a certain path, a fixed path, and this fixed path is known as orbit. One other important fact is, generally a question arises in our mind, how did the solar system come into existence and when it appeared? According to the scientists, about 4.6 billion years ago, a very large cloud of gases and dust called nebula appeared in the sky. It was in moving stage, it was rotating, and in course of time it cooled. It became cool. The 8 balls of gases, different sizes, were separated from the nebula, and the remaining central mass of the nebula changed into a star known as the sun. Just now I have said 8 balls of gases came out from the nebula. Actually, these 8 balls were the planets. It got a certain form, different forms, and it is known as planets. So in this way, from the nebula, sun was formed, planets were formed, and apart from the sun and planets, some small balls of gases also separated from the central mass, and it began to revolve around the planets because of their attraction, and these small balls were known as the satellites. And in this way, the sun, planet, and satellites came into existence. Now, the main member of the solar system is the sun. Actually, sun is also a star. Now, if the question comes, what is the closest star to the earth? Our answer will be the sun. A star does not have a solid surface. I mean, it has not a rocky surface, rock level, because it is a ball of gases, and it is held together, all the gases held together because of its gravity, attraction. the nature of the sun is to generate heat, produce heat and light, and it spreads or radiates into the space. Like the planets, the sun has no rings. I mean, planets has the rings. Some, except two planets, all have the rings, but sun has no ring. It is the central part of our solar system, and life without the sun is impossible for human being and any. Okay. I'm sorry, I have told you that there are two planets that have rings. Really, actually, there are four planets which have rings. Now, you know, the sun has no ring. Sun is very large star or very huge mass. Actually, it is 1.3 million times bigger than our Earth, right? And there is the 150 million kilometer away from the Earth. Sun is 150 million kilometers away from the Earth. It is the nearest star to the Earth compared to the other stars. 8 minutes is consumed by the rays to come from the sun to Earth. I mean, the rays of the sun reach the Earth's surface in about 8 minutes. Planets. As you know, there are 8 planets, right? One picture is there. There are 8 planets. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune. The first 4 planets in order of their distance from the Sun are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Actually, they have the solid and rocky surface, and it is why these 4 planets are called terrestrial planets, because its surface is like territories. I mean, solid rocky surface they have. 2 of outer planets are Jupiter and Saturn and are known as gas giants. And other 2 is known as ice giants. They are Uranus and Neptune. So in this way, to learn the name of all these planets, you can apply this technique. You divide all the planets into 3 categories. First category is of terrestrial planets. Terrestrial planets means 4 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Second category is of gaseous planets or gas giants. They are Jupiter and Saturn. And third category is ice giant. They are Uranus and Neptune. Giant means here huge bodies. Mercury has a thin atmosphere. It is the special feature of the Mercury that it becomes very hot in day and very cold in at night, because at night its temperature drops hundreds of degrees below the freezing points. Why? Because it has very thin atmosphere. Now, the smallest planet of our Earth is Mercury. So 2 main points you should learn about Mercury. It has very thin atmosphere. It is why it is very hot in during daytime and very cold in night. And its second importance is what? It is the smallest planet in our solar system. Venus is known as the hottest planet because of the volcanic eruption or activities and having thick atmosphere. It is why it can resist the heat within the atmosphere. Earth is our home planet. It has only planet. It is only planet which support life due to its favorable amount of heat, optimum amount of heat, light, and oxygen. The red planet is a cold desert. I mean, it is Mars, and its atmosphere is also too thin for liquid water to exist for a long on the surface. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. These 4 planets are there which have rings that I have already said you. So in this way, this is the nature and the special features of our planets. There are different type of gases there, right? The rings around Jupiter are very faint and hence cannot be seen by the naked eyes. The atmosphere of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus has mostly have the hydrogen and helium. Other gases are also there. They have Uranus, composition to Uranus, hydrogen, helium, right? These gases are there. Now, let me know about the Earth. Actually, Earth is called the unique planet. Why it is called unique? Because out of 8 planets, Earth is only planet where life exists. Actually, Earth is the third planet. I mean, it is placed at third position in order of the distance from the Sun, and it has 5th rank in size. Our Earth rotates on its axis, and it is completed in 24 hours, and it also revolves around the Sun, which is completed within 1 year. I mean, it takes 365 days and 6 hours to complete. Actually, earlier in ancient time, the people used to believe that Earth is flat. It is not round, it is not spherical, but it was Aryabhatta who in 15th century proved and declared that the Earth is spherical. Now, why life is existed on the Earth, why it is called unique planet, there are 3 reasons. There are 3 elements which support life on the Earth. These 3 points are: first is the Earth gets heat and light from the Sun. Actually, optimum heat and light from the Sun is received by Earth, which help to survive the life on the Earth. Next is water is very necessary for our survival or to continue life on the Earth, and 2/3 of the Earth area is covered with water. No life can exist without water. Water is here, it is where life exists. Thirdly, the Earth has an atmosphere, I mean envelope of air, different gases, water vapors, and other dust particles which help in supporting life on the planet is existed on the Earth. And these are the main 3 causes which prove that Earth is unique. Now, apart from the Sun and the planet, some other heavenly bodies are there. They are called satellites. Satellites are also the heavenly bodies which revolve around the planets. As we know, planet revolve around the Sun, and satellite revolve around the planets. So it is also a heavenly bodies which moves or revolve around the respective planets. The planet satellite also do not have their own light and heat. They get light from the Sun. They reflect light, but this light is not their own. It is obtained, received from the Sun. And each planet has 1 or more satellites except 2 planets, Mercury and Venus. So it must keep in your memory that only 2 planets are there, Mercury and Venus, which have no satellite, and there are other satellites. All the other satellites have 1 or 2 or more satellites. Now, the Moon, our nearest companion. Yes, Moon, our companion, nearest companion. Actually, Moon, how did Moon come into existence? What do you know about the formation of Moon? Now you should learn. Scientists believe that very long ago, Earth collided with another space object, something dashed against the Earth, and it resulted in throwing a big chunk or part of rocky material into the space, and that led to the origin of the moon or formation of the moon. Some special features are there of moon. Moon does not have atmosphere. It becomes very hot during the daytime and extremely cold during the night or in shadow, because there is no atmosphere there. The temperature may increase more than 214 degrees Celsius during the day and falls down to minus 184 degrees during the night. But as you know, moon is a very attractive celestial body for us. There are different phases of moon. It means the moon does not remain as usual always. It is seen in the sky sometimes wholly or fully illuminated, sometimes hidden fully. When the illuminated side of the moon is fully hidden from our view, it is called new moon or Amavasya. Now, if question comes, what do you mean by the new moon or Amavasya? You should learn, you should say, you should explain this thing. When the lightened part, illuminated side of the moon is fully hidden from our view, it is called new moon. That is called Amavasya. And after Amavasya, visible portion begin to increase gradually day by day, and at last the full moon becomes visible in the sky, and it is known as new moon and new moon. Actually, at the first, the moon appears in the crescent shape, just like the carved sickle shape. On the 8th day, half portion of the moon comes in view, and the full moon becomes visible after 15 days. After Amavasya, on the 15th day, full moon day appears. What is full moon day? Full moon day means the day when the moon is completely visible to us. And after this time, the decline of the moon's illuminated part starts. In this way, you have learned about the different phases of moon. Apart from the moon, there are some other celestial bodies. They are asteroids, meteoroids, and comets. Actually, asteroids are the rocky space objects that revolve around, that are in orbit, or that orbit our sun, that revolve around the sun. Asteroids are the rocky space objects, materials that makes a round of the sun. These can be few feet wide to several hundred miles wide. Other is called meteoroids. Meteoroids are the little chunk of rock and debris in space. They become meteors or shooting stars when they fall through the Earth's atmosphere, leaving a bright trail, mark, nishan, as they are heated by the friction of the atmosphere. And most of them break up in the atmosphere before they can strike the Earth's surface as meteoroids. And last one is comet. Comets are the smallest bodies with a head and long luminous tail. Actually, these heavenly bodies are made up of dust and frozen gas. It appears in the sky after a long period. As we know, a comet known as Halley's Comet had appeared in the sky after every 76 years interval. So in this way, we have discussed all these things. A crater is a depression, I mean hole, which may be formed either by the falling of a large meteor on the surface of the earth or by the volcanic eruption. I mean, whenever volcanoes erupt, after a long time when it cooled down, I mean become inactive, its mouth area remains open, and this structure is also known as crater. Thank you very much.